Hello guys and welcome to Vlogging Project. In today's video I'm going to do a quick comparison between the OnePlus 6 and the OnePlus 5T, and based on that information hopefully I'm going to help you decide if you already have the OnePlus 5T, should you upgrade to the OnePlus 6, or if you're looking to buy a brand new OnePlus device, should you go for a 6 or get the last year's OnePlus 5T. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so let's say you're looking to buy a new OnePlus phone and you've heard great things about the 5T. You can find it secondhand a little bit cheaper or refurbished or something like that, and you're wondering, shall you spend a little bit extra and get the 6? And my answer to that question is spend just a little bit extra and get the OnePlus 6, guys, because it's all about pricing nowadays. If you go on GearBest, they're running a promotion over there. You can get the OnePlus 6 for £384, guys. That's 500 bucks. And on most other websites the OnePlus 5T is more or less at the same price. Of course, if you go on eBay you can buy it a little bit cheaper, but we're looking at about £350, something like that, where you can get the 6 for just £380. So £30 difference. I'm talking about a 64 gig version with 6 gigs of RAM. It's a no-brainer, guys. Go and get the newer phone. It's more future-proof, you've got the newest processor, you've got the better camera, and overall you're gonna be more happy with the OnePlus 6. Now let's have a look at the second scenario. Let's say you've got the OnePlus 5T already and you're wondering whether you should upgrade to the OnePlus 6. And that's where we have to discuss every single element of this comparison, guys, starting with the design and build quality. Now obviously the OnePlus 5T back is made of metal over here and the 6 is made of glass, which means one single drop and the glass is gone basically. It's not that hard to, replace, but it's definitely not for everybody and parts could be a little bit tricky to find. So in terms of durability, the win goes for the OnePlus 5T, guys. Although the moment I got this phone is I've put a case on it because it's so goddamn slippery that you definitely need a case. And with the OnePlus 6, for whatever reason, I'm rocking it like that, naked, because I got the Avengers edition, maybe, who knows. But yeah, in both cases you're gonna need a case, of course. I can highly recommend Rinky cases. So yeah, basically you slap a case on both of those phones, guys, and you're solving your issue with the glass back of the OnePlus 6. Now in terms of size, they're pretty much the same. The OnePlus 6 is just a little bit heavier, but it feels very nice in the hand, so basically you're not gonna feel the difference in that. In terms of screens, the OnePlus 6 has a bigger screen, 6.3 inches, where you've got only a 6-inch screen over here. Of course, you've got the notch, and the extra inches come from this area over here where the notch is. Now, in real-time usage, you're not gonna see any difference between both of those screens, guys. Of course, this one looks a little bit bigger. That's on the positive side, but on the downside, the screen visibility under direct sunlight on the 6 is not that good. If you look at it through an angle like that, you're gonna see that there's some sort of a weird coating on this one. I really don't know what they've done, but they've actually decreased the sunlight visibility. So in terms of screens, I'm gonna call it a tie. Now when we talk about sound, both of those phones have 3.5mm jacks, which is a huge bonus nowadays. It's a very rare thing to see, and both of them sound very good. Not brilliant, there are better ones out there, but on a very good level, and I would say they're pretty much equal, guys. I couldn't find any difference. I used a few pairs of headphones. They sound more or less the same. Now when we talk about the speakers, well, both of those phones has bottom firing single speaker, guys. And although it gets plenty loud, I mean definitely loud enough, the quality is, I would say, just a little bit better, but I'm talking about 2 or 3% maybe better on the OnePlus 6, where the OnePlus 5T is just a little bit louder, again 2-3%, something like that. So basically overall you're gonna be happy with both of those speakers, but they're just bottom firing, easy to cover while gaming, so nothing groundbreaking, no stereo speakers, but they'll definitely get the job done. Now in terms of performance, you've got the Snapdragon 835 on the 5T and the 845 on the OnePlus 6. If you're wondering what the difference is, you should definitely watch my full speed test that I have uploaded yesterday on the computer, guys. And to sum it up for you quickly, the RAM management on the OnePlus 6 is not as good as the RAM management on the 5T. If you open up a bunch of games, every now and then this is going to reload. But in day-to-day usage, opening up applications and games, actually the 845 is just a little bit quicker than the 835. But realistically speaking, you're not going to be disappointed with any of those phones. They're super quick, way quicker than any other phones on the market right now. So even if you get the 5T, you're going to be super happy. There is almost no noticeable difference in day-to-day usage. I mean, still one of the fastest phones on the market right now. Now, when we talk about batteries, both of those phones has more or less the same battery capacity, 3300 milliamp hours of battery. Now, the Snapdragon 845 is supposed to be a little bit more efficient, I can imagine, but you've got a bigger screen and a notch over here. So, realistically speaking, screen on time, I'm getting 5.5 to 6.5 hours with the same usage on the OnePlus 6 and 6.5 to 7.5 hours on the OnePlus 5T. So basically just a little bit better battery life on the 5T, but again with the 6 you're not going to be disappointed, guys, because 6.5 hours is way better than the latest LGs or basically any of the Samsung phones. The only Huawei managed to get a little bit more, but anyway, that's another topic that we are not going to discuss actually today. Now, when we talk about software, well, it's pretty much the same, guys. You've got the gestures on both phones, you've got face unlock. Of course, you're gonna get a little bit longer updates on the 6, but that shouldn't bother you because, well, the upgrade cycle is like every year nowadays, so I seriously doubt you're gonna keep any of those phones for one more year. So basically, software pretty much equal. Now, before we move to the most important part, which is the camera situation, let me just talk briefly about the fingerprint readers on both of those phones, guys. I genuinely think that the one on the OnePlus 5T is just a little bit quicker and it works 100% of the time, where the one on the 6, sometimes it just doesn't register your finger, so you have to move it around and place it once again. It happens just every now and then, but the thing is that my overall impression is that the fingerprint on the 5T is a little bit better, although you're gonna be super happy with both of those fingerprint sensors. They're pretty much the best in the game, apart from the Huawei fingerprint readers. They're actually better. But anyways, let's talk about cameras a little bit, guys, and that's probably the most the most important aspect of that video, guys. Whether the OnePlus 6 camera is that much better than the one on the 5T, and the answer is yes and no at the same time. If you got the time, I've got a few videos on the camera of the OnePlus 5T. I've compared it with the Mate 10. I did an honest camera review. I'm gonna link it in the description down below. And as well as recently, I've published the OnePlus 6 versus the Samsung Galaxy S9 comprehensive camera comparison. You might check this one as well. But long story short, if you go on holiday, you want to get the OnePlus 6 with you. At least that's my opinion. This year, instead of getting the S9 with me, I'm gonna get the OnePlus 6, guys. Daytime, the images taken with this camera are absolutely phenomenal, and the video stabilization is amazing, guys. On the 5T, the HDR is a little bit meh. The stabilization is pretty good as well, but overall, the OnePlus 6 has a better camera. I'm gonna tell you why. You've got a few bonus features on the 6, guys. You've got optical image stabilization. You've got 60 FPS 4K videos, guys. You've got 480 FPS slow motion videos on the 6 as well. You've got a portrait mode for the front-facing camera. So these are most of the features that are actually new to the 6 and which makes it a better overall camera phone in my opinion, guys. But the thing is that, I mean, although if let's say the camera is important to you, the jump is not very big. I mean, if you download some third-party applications like the Gcam, you might be able to pull some great shots out of the 5T as well. So as well as if you're not a big fan of the oversaturated images of the 6, you're not gonna like the camera that much. I personally do. It's my favorite camera at the moment as we speak right now. So for me, this is a big of an upgrade, but for you it might not be the case, because let's face it, in low light both of those cameras still kind of suck. And I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody was complaining about the oil painting effect of the 5T. Well, they removed it on the 6th and I left the grain and the noise. So it's it's kind of like, right, okay, so you don't have a win-win situation here. You've got a lose and lose situation when it comes down to low light. Unfortunately, the front-facing cameras are both great, one of the best, and the stabilization is one of the best as well. But overall, in my opinion, the camera is definitely better on the OnePlus 6. But mind you, the secondary camera is not the same as the one on the 5T. The one on the 5T is activated automatically during nighttime shots, and over here this one is used only for bokeh. It doesn't make big of a difference. I mean, in both cases the secondary camera is kind of useless and unnecessary, but anyway, it is what it is, guys. So yeah, it's time to conclude this video, guys. If you're looking to buy a new OnePlus One device, you should definitely go for the OnePlus 6. It's more future-proof. You've got a glass back, although you don't have wireless charging for some reason, but it's definitely more future-proof, guys, and it just looks a little bit better in terms of design, and it's just a little bit more expensive, so it's a no-brainer, get the OnePlus 6. But if you have the OnePlus 5T, the situation again is a little bit more complicated, but my final verdict is the following, guys. If battery life, RAM management is your main thing, as well as gaming, you should stay with the OnePlus 5T. It runs a little bit cooler as well. So overall, in terms of performance, although the 6 is a little bit quicker in opening up some games, overall I will give the win to the OnePlus 5T, guys. The sound is pretty much the same, and the big of a difference comes from the cameras. This camera is definitely better. So if you're somebody more interested into the camera aspect, yeah, you should spend a little bit more money and get the OnePlus 6, guys. And as well, the other thing is the cool factor. I mean, if you have the OnePlus 5T now, no one really cares. But if you have the OnePlus 6, it's still a hot phone, especially the Avengers 256 gigs. As well as the red one, the new red one that they've recently released is super cool as well. So basically, if you want to be cool and if you want a little bit better cameras, yes, you should spend a little bit more money and get the 6. But if you're happy with where you are and battery life and performance is more important to you, you should stay with the OnePlus 5T, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions about both of those phones, hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know what do you think, and as well as if you have any of those phones, let me know what would you like to see improved in the OnePlus 6T. Although I really don't want to think about the 6T because I love my Avengers edition, and I kind of want to have, you know, the coolest phone at the market right now. Well, apart from the Vivo and the Oppo Find 9, but anyway, these are way too expensive. I really like the idea of having the coolest phone at the market right now, which is the Avengers edition. But unfortunately, in a few months time, OnePlus is gonna come with the 60. They're gonna put probably, hopefully, stereo speakers, wireless charging, under the glass fingerprint reader, this and that. So this phone is gonna become a little bit relevant. But hey, it is what it is. In the meantime, the other manufacturers are gonna come with new phones. The Samsung Galaxy S10, the new Note, this and that. Yeah, it's gonna be a very good year, guys. But yeah, that's another topic, and the video is way too long already. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully I managed to help you out with some valuable information. And well, subscribe if you haven't already. Plenty of more videos to come. See you later. Vlogging project